Virtual reality shooters have always promised immersion, the sense that you're not just playing the game, but actually experiencing it. But up until now, that promise has mostly meant small arenas, wave shooters, or short skirmishes. Forefront VR, launching in early access in late 2025, aims to shatter that mold. It's not just another VR shooter, it's a battlefield. And in this video, we're going to break down how Forefront VR might change VR shooters forever. By combining massive 32-player combat, squad tactics, vehicles, and dynamic environments, this is the closest we've come to a Battlefield-style experience, but fully in VR. Forefront VR is a multiplayer VR first-person shooter developed by Triangle Factory, the studio behind the games Breachers and Hyperdash. Unlike most VR shooters to date, Forefront isn't about isolated firefights or small deathmatches. It supports 32 players in large, semi-destructible battlegrounds with fully supported land, sea, and air vehicles. You play as one of 4 classes: Assault, Engineer, Medic, or Sniper, each with unique roles and abilities. The teams consist of 4 4-man squads who push objectives, coordinate vehicle support, and rush enemy teams. Why is this such a big deal, you might ask? Well, most VR shooters have been limited in scale. You might fight bots or small teams in confined maps. Forefront pushes beyond that into true multiplayer warfare. Imagine a single VR match with 32 real players plus vehicles covering land, sea, and air, a scope previously only possible on flat-screen FPS games. Well, VR already excels at presence, at making you feel like you're there. But when you add scale, when there are dozens of players all coordinating squads, piloting aircraft, and attacking capture points together, that immersive presence becomes something entirely more potent. Another dimension of Forefront is its tactical depth. 4 classes with different roles means that gameplay isn't just aim and shoot, it's about strategy, communication, and roles. Each class is equipped with a primary gun, secondary pistol, and a grenade. But each class has different gimmicks to use. The medics have healing packs that they can throw on the ground to heal people in the vicinity, and a defibrillator which can be used to revive downed teammates. The engineer has a repair tool which you can use to fix tanks and other vehicles. They also have RPG which can be used to dish out damage to enemy vehicles. The assault class has 3 things of C4 explosives, which they can use to blow up enemy vehicles or storm bases. They also have an ammunition pack which, like the medic, you can throw on the ground and give extra bullets and grenades to nearby teammates. And finally, there's the Recon, which is equipped with a sniper rifle and a respawn beacon, which can be placed anywhere and that their teammates can use to spawn. The fact that it is a VR game adds physical communication too. Players can gesture, communicate spatially, and coordinate better than traditional shooters because their teammates feel like they're in the same space. Another aspect that makes this game enjoyable is the community. Its community is often encouraging and enjoyable. Most confrontations end with a GG or a good job. Early player feedback shows that when squads coordinate effectively, calling air support, planning flanks, or defending objectives, the experience starts to feel more like real tactical warfare than just frantic close-quarters shooting like other current VR shooters like Contractors or Pavlov Shack. Vehicle combat in VR is something many players have been craving, and Forefront delivers. You can pilot helicopters, drive tanks, or strike from sea vessels. Add semi-destructible environments, walls that crumble, terrain that changes, and Forefront begins to feel less like a VR shooter and more like a living battlefield simulator. This is a gigantic shift for what VR multiplayer can be. Now, Forefront VR is currently in early access, meaning what you see now isn't even the full game. The developers plan to add more maps, vehicles, classes, and refine features based on player feedback over the coming months. This arguably makes it that much more impressive that it is that complete of a game and it's not even the full release. Early impressions are largely positive. The core experience feels solid and fun, though players know it's still early, there are bugs, occasional performance quirks, and room for polish. But here's the important part. Even in its early state, it's already pushing expectations for what VR multiplayer combat can be, and that's the core of why this game might matter. VR shooters have always promised immersion, but until now, few have delivered true Battlefield scale. team tactics, and vehicle warfare in a single package. Forefront VR isn't just bigger, it's redefining what scope means in virtual reality. If it continues to evolve, it could set a new standard for VR shooters going forward entirely. Hello there, Lord Cow here. This is the rant section where I just talk about what I enjoy and what I dislike without being as professional as the first part. So, first off, I really like the maps setup. I like Iceland, I like Paradise, I like Tunnels. They're all good maps. There's no downsides to it really, except there's one bug that particularly annoys me. It's when you go outside the map and it says you're not in the zone, and then you go back into the zone and it still says you are outside the zone, and then you die. I also enjoy the methods at which you can upgrade your weaponry. So as you upgrade your levels of your profession, because if you are a class like Assault class and you get a lot of kills with it and you do well, you can level up your Assault class and unlock new weaponry. But if you want to upgrade the weapon itself, get attachments for it like scopes, suppressors, and the such, you have to kill players using that weapon to get that stuff. So it's a really good core progression, and it's really fun to max out weaponry. I feel that the vehicle driving is very solid. It is much harder to pilot a helicopter than it is a car, which makes sense because helicopters are that much more OP. I like the spawning mechanics. You can spawn on teammates, so you can spawn on a teammate as long as they're not in combat. You can spawn on a teammate anywhere on the map. The tanks are really well balanced. It takes about 2 RPGs to destroy a tank, so there is plenty of ways to combat a tank, but the tank is still far powerful enough to do a lot of damage. There is an even amount of vehicles per map, where there aren't too many, but there aren't too little that people just can't move around. In my opinion, a perk of Forefront is that, unlike Pavlov's Shack or unlike Contractors, there aren't as many mods yet, because they're planning to add mods in the future, but there aren't mods yet. So it's just the core version, and that makes it this one same thing, and that makes it so much more enjoyable, because if you have played Contractors or Pavlov, you know whenever you join a match, you are stuck in a modded version, or you have to wait a full 5 minutes for the mods to download before you can even join the map. This, it just loads within 15 seconds. That is a perk of this map. It just feels way more real to me. One more issue that I have with it is that they could implement a way to make it more even. Like, if, say, there's 4 people on one team, and then there's 8 on the other, that's obviously very lopsided. And I think it would be a good idea to have a thing where it takes 2 from the 8-person side, and then moves it over, that way it's 6 to 6, that way it's an even map. Or they make it so that it calculates the average level of each player, and then it evens it out so that it's more of an even fight than just entirely lopsided. Because I've seen matches end 0 to 300, and that's just entirely unfair and takes away from the fun of the game when that happens. One more thing that I really like about the game is how even all it feels. And I really like the sound design. Like the sound of hitting someone, it just gives that correct ping of serotonin straight into your brain. It's really satisfying. Plus, the audio of reloading is pretty realistic. It's smooth, and it's just really fun to hear as you spray down a player and you get that ping, 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 and they're dead. It's really satisfying. The respawn mechanics enable you to flank enemies really effectively, which allows for an interesting battlescape. Alright, so that is about all I have for my rant section. I appreciate you if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I would appreciate if you could subscribe. Only about 9% of all viewers are subscribed to my channel, so it would help out a lot. I'm just trying to reach 500 subscribers so that I can get to that, I can get to that before the end of, let's say, the middle of the year. Yeah, I want to get to 500 by the middle of the year. I think that's a pretty good goal. So I hope you enjoyed and have a good day. Goodbye.